In our red corner, please welcome Drew Moffrey. And his opponent fighting out of our blue corner, please welcome Tim Groves.
Tim Groves from the blue. One is a wannabe a boxer, so 10 weeks of training. Comes down to this, family and friends ringside. That's Tim Groves. His opponent, Drew Moffrey. And Moffrey starts out with a nice jab, a little bit of a skip, sort of run-up jab there, Reese.
Yeah. Timmy's going head and bodies, showing that, you know, that he's listened through the 10-week training camp.
It'll all be about levels. Moffrey's done a great job of keeping it at this distance early. Both men, as you see so often in the first fight, only circling one way early, Reese.
Yeah. I call it like the clockwork metronome system. Like, you just get into that moment of just go one way. It's a lot easier.
So as a professional, you see that, and is it I'm just going to step out to the right and bomb your body? Is that?
Yeah, I don't know. So when they just get stuck in that way, but it's like just step out the other way and you get that, because they get used to you following one way, you can cut the angle the opposite way and it just comes back. It's beautiful.
Groves putting 2 and 3 and 4 shots together there, looking intent through his gloves. A nice tight guard for the man in the white shirt. Love to see Moffrey use the full extent of that jab. Again, we've got a tall, long-levered man who's standing inside, not really making the best of his physique at this stage. And as I say that, Reese, the jab sneaks through nicely.
I feel like Moffrey could stand in the neutral corner and punch into the other corner. Like, he's at least 8 foot tall.
He could fight him in the old venue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair dinkum.
Would have been perfect boxing in the 1950s where the old dukes it out. Like,
we say that because neither of us have that advantage. And got continually bashed and sparring and fighting by taller men.
Yeah.
But we look at some of the highlights of this first round. Reese was very busy, both men.
I feel like the handbrake will slow up about halfway through the next round.
Yeah.
Just with the nerves and the excitement of trying to see who's alpha. But if they can maintain that, and I'd love to see Moffrey just use that distance that he's got.
Yeah. Firing out that jab. When he fires it from range, realising that Groves can't reach him and it's landing, and it's the age-old adage. But again, so much easier to call from here than to do in your first fight ever.
Yeah.
I cannot explain to people who've only done it once how physically and mentally powered down I was by the occasion. It is a real experience. You've got to do it for yourself to know, don't you?
Yeah. I remember at the end of my first fight, I had the big adrenaline dump, and I come back to the corner and I said, just get me a cordial and a Panadol. Like, I always just had this.
Big nights from the man with multicoloured hair. Sits ringside. Bex Tui alongside Reese Lightning, Groves and Moffrey. Groves in the white shirt does a great job of changing levels, does Groves, but Moffrey has clearly been told about that jab, and it's working well and nice early in the second here, Reese.
Moffrey comes through that nice right following that jab. Landed beautifully.
Every coach in Australia is saying now, add a left hook.
Yeah.
Add a left hook.
I'm liking watching Drew use them, the level changes. He goes high, drags it up a bit, and then just drops to the body.
Definitely accumulating nicely high and low. Moffrey's got a one-trick pony at this stage, but it's a good trick from him for sure. He can nail the jab. As you said earlier, Reese, he can win most amateur boxing fights.
That's
when
it.
Vladimir Klitschko made hundreds of millions of dollars out of jabbing people to death.
Oh, that's it. If you can jab the wings off a fly, you're going to go pretty all right in boxing.
And it's Groves working hard, even though he's got his back up against this. Nick Atkins decides to pull them both back into the middle.
I'm just going to throw it out there. If I was Groves, I would have thrown that extra one just to clip Nick. Just the sneaky one.
This
to get
is
the
for
boss
the drinks package, not starting till 8. Oh, you cop it. Not long to go now. Second round, Groves again just goes hell for leather at the body. I love it. It's a little bit animalistic.
It is. He just really clicked into that primal instinct of, you know what, I landed the right hook to the body once, I'm going to throw it 2 and 3 times.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it, to know that your opponent really can't knock you out? It's probably the same for both men here.
Yeah.
So you can do what you want, as we see in this second round. Again, 10 weeks in, this is pretty handy stuff.
That's it. But they both know, yeah, we've got headgear, we've got bigger gloves, we're protected, we're going to work on Monday. and I can't get knocked out. So let's just go hell for leather.
I mean, Dane was just saying, Dane Daddy Cool was telling me that he didn't know whether this was highlights of this fight or you versus Chad.
Oh, mate, that's it. I just knew Chad couldn't knock me out because I'm a bad man.
Wherever you are, salute to Chad. The fight is on at 70.
Yeah.
Reece just needs a chainsaw and 6 months to prepare.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be all right.
I've contacted Michael Jackson's plastic surgeon to get the lipo in.
Is that the guy that went to jail?
No, that was his doctor.
Sorry. Historically inaccurate as we move into round 3 of this one. Drew Moffrey in the red, Tim Groves in the T-shirt. I've got to say, these men have had a high-paced fight for a couple of blokes who Reece said were going to gas in the second round. They certainly didn't.
I didn't say gas, I said the handbrake would be on. But, you know, now that I'm looking at the attire of Moffrey, he's got the Asics runners on. So I think he might be that little dark horse. He might sneak in a couple of Ks on the weekend just for fun.
It's a little known fact, Lomachenko fights in Kayanos. You just can't see them.
Yeah.
Groves has been absolutely focused like a man possessed from the first bell.
Well, you know what it was like having to be the kid at the beach with the T-shirt, and he's probably been told the same.
I was trying not to make eye contact that entire time. Just giving him a moment, copping a right hand there. And a little bit gingerly on his feet. What will that mean for Groves with 30 seconds to go? Moffrey not really pressing the advantage and essentially allowing his opponent to regain his composure.
Yeah, I think it's part of the challenge. I think they just teach him how to be a gentleman as well, because every coach I've ever had is like, if they're tired, you keep punching them.
100%.
It's the whole Mike Tyson thing. It's a fight. Like, I'm not in there just to do sport. At the end of the day, it's a fight.
It is indeed. Between these two who can hold their heads high. Their first fight, I think, was quite an entertaining one, Reece. To Mr. Groves, Mr. Moffrey, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Our winner, the red corner, Drew Moffrey.
An entertaining one that could have gone either way, but it's Moffrey perhaps with that rocking right hand at the end that gets the chocolates. Well done to both men.